Hello, Colts Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast, brought to you by me. I'm, as always, one of two dudes talking Colts to you guys. I'm your host, Stephen Burton, coming to you from a different location today, getting back from the game. Actually, went to the game in Tennessee today. Tough loss, man. Tough. You know, Colts fall 16-25, fall to 0-3, 0-1 in the division. Not what you were looking for. Odd game, strange game when it comes to, you get 3 turnovers, 2 of which are in the red zone, and you can't produce any points. You can't do anything. Just didn't look good. Play calling was better. Run was better. Probably the one bright spot coming out of it. Defense looked good. Defense forced some turnovers, but just wasn't what you needed it to be. Wasn't what they needed to do to win against a talented team. A team, a 2-1 Titans team with one of the best running backs in the country, in the league. He still got his 100-plus yards. Just tough, man. It's a tough loss. You fall to 0-3. It's not where any of us thought we'd sit. We thought we'd be sitting here talking to you guys about some victories, maybe 1, potentially 2, and we've not had a chance yet. Each game now becomes more and more of a must-win game. It becomes more and more important that you got to go out there and get these victories. And it's just tough. It's just a tough thing. It's just a tough thing to be able to do it and to not be able to do what you need to do to get the victory. Even my little one right here. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, even my little one here is upset. She's cheering on the Colts too. One bright spot, like I said, defense looked good. Defense looked better. Held their own, forced some turnovers, made some, was much more sure in their tackling. And yet again, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Carson was 75% at the time of the game. He played 75. I'm at the game. My seats are on the Colts sideline. I can see right down the sideline the entire game, and he didn't run anywhere. There were plays in the game where he would have normally taken off and picked up about 10 yards, and he couldn't do it. He walked on and off the field. He was the last one out of the tunnel in the second half. He was not the first. Gutty performance from him. Would have liked him to get a win, but not his fault by any stretch of the imagination. Not on him with this one. He played through considerable pain, I imagine. He's got another week now to rehab. We know we're going against Jacoby, so now you got to turn the page. As a Colts fan, it's a punch in the gut. As a Colts fan living in Tennessee, which is what I am, one of your hosts who lives in Tennessee, it's even tougher to have to hear this now for the next week of 0-3. And it was a must-win game. It was a massive game for us, and we just didn't show up in the way that we needed to show up. Being in person, watching the game for the first time this year, you saw kind of a lack of a downfield threat. Michael Pittman looked great. They had no answer for him. Carson was, the one critique with Carson is that he had a couple of plays where it was a little off here, little off there. The Michael Pittman Jr. toss into the end zone that was just 2 inches, maybe an inch further out. Pascal had one that he dropped. Mistake here, mistake there. You don't beat a solid football team, and that's what the Titans are. Titans are not a pushover. They're not, they're not the Jaguars. And now you look at this, and the question becomes, where do we go from here? Now you don't question everything, but that was, me and Zach had said previously, that's as much of a must-win game as you can possibly get, and didn't get it. Fall to 0-3. Teams are not, granted, Zach Kiefer has put it out there too, that some teams, with the 17-game schedule, it's a little different, but man, it's tough to make the playoffs when you're 0-3. We got 2 big games coming up now. You got Miami. You got, I believe it's Baltimore following that. You got to get the win against Miami. You got to be 1-3. You want to come out of these first 5 games, potentially 2-3, and you got to hope for some losses at this point. But all in all, talking to people around me at the game, the Colts, they continue to not look like a gelled team. Something continues to kind of look off. So it is what it is. You hope that we can right the ship. You hope that we're able to kind of square this away and do what we can do and pick up a victory next week. You got to check it. I mean, Reich already after the game said they're already on to Miami at this point. Maybe another week healthier for Carson. Maybe we pick up a victory. We're really wanting to be able to talk to you guys about a Colts victory in one of these immediate reaction videos. So, all in all, Colts lose to the Titans 25-16. They fall to 0-3. It's tough. So, as always, we ask you guys, please, please, please rate, review, subscribe, share, hit the subscribe button at the end of this video, join. You know, we're sitting, I think, at 475, somewhere around there. We'd like to be able to try to get closer to 500 maybe by next week. Would love for you guys to come on board, join the family. And maybe this time next week we're talking more about a Colts victory. But, yeah, I mean, coming off, it's a tough loss, man. It's a tough loss. Zach will have the 24-hour later video for you guys coming up. As always, I wanted to do this one because I was present at the game in enemy territory in Nissan Stadium. So, as always, you guys, I end these videos the same way I always do. Whether we win or we lose, we're 0-3 or 3-0. I love you. Zach loves you. I'm out of here.